Uberbyte, and we're from the United Kingdom, and it's an exclusive interview for COMA Music Magazine.
Now, this is your first U.S. tour.
Yep.
How's the crowds receiving you so far?
Amazing so far. San Francisco and LA were both absolutely stonking. We're hoping to keep the momentum up. This looks like it's going to be a really off-kilter and interesting gig. I'm looking forward to this, actually. It's hot. It's hot. In all possible meanings of the word.
Yeah. Now, your first album was released in November of 2008, and you're already on your third album with EXS. Is this the pace you plan on continuing with Uberbyte?
Totally, yeah. I write a lot. It's what I do day in, day out. Other people play World of Warcraft and or download hardcore pornography, and I just write songs. It's my pornography, basically. So I indulge in it as often as I possibly can.
All right, just keep pumping them out. Now, why did you release the single for Break You exclusively on Vampire Freaks? Were you approached for that, or?
I know. I was like, we had this. Is everybody in? Is there an Austrian over there? Probably. Why did we do it? We had a lot of remixes coming in for the album, and we knew we were only going to be able to put 3 on, and we had some really awesome remixes. So I wanted to make sure they were released, they got heard, and that everybody got a fair crack at the whip. For example, the Studio X remix on the single, although it didn't quite feel right on the album, it was too good not to release. So we came up with that idea. I think Caustic had done something very similar, so maybe I pinched the idea from that. I pinched a lot of things from that. Didn't come up with that.
Even though you are on your third album of material, I'm guessing you're still opening every show with Stand Up for Uberbyte?
We're closing it now with that.
Oh.
No, well, more or less closing. Actually, there's a little surprise that comes after that, but you'll have to stick around and see. But no, we don't open with that anymore.
Okay, that's cool. People don't demand it anymore? Just that you play it at some point?
We always play it, but we thought we'd give it a chance towards the end of the set, and so far it's worked out pretty well. And we had another song that only really worked at the beginning of the set, and we wanted to play it on this tour. We thought it was ideal, so it's checks and balances.
Now, there's been some talk of bringing guitar into your work.
Yeah.
Now that EXS is done, do you feel the time may be getting near for that? Or?
On the next album, no. I've written half of it, and definitely not. At some point in the future, possibly, if I come up with the right sort of material, and if I can work the guitar in, and find the right guy to play it live, then I'm from that background. I like Ministry, and I'd like to do that sort of thing. One day, I'd love to do that. There's so many things I'd love to do. Some of them I can see right now. But yes, maybe one day, when it feels right. There's many things that you have to leave until they feel right. Losing your virginity, bringing guitars into an EBM band, things like that.
Dropping your pants just off camera?
Dropping your pants just off camera.
Now, you've spoken about all the people that want to be rock stars and make music just for that purpose.
Yeah.
And you've said that you write music to express yourself. Now, what I've found with a lot of bands in this scene is that seems to be how a lot of the bands are. They write primarily for themselves.
Yeah.
And if other people like it, then good.
Yeah.
Have you found that as well?
I think this is the ideal kind of music when you want to write for yourself. Mm-hmm. It is very DIY, but kind of by its nature. It's not very mainstream, and that's got, I guess, the only downside you could say is that we're poor. But the upside is that we can do whatever we want, and I think as sacrifices go, that's one I'm more than willing to make. I like to be able to do what I want to do, whatever that happens to be.
Now, I read a kind of strange review that compared you to Devo.
Devo? Have I seen that one? Because of the uniforms that we sometimes
I think wear? Because of the uniforms and the comedy in the music.
I wouldn't think that would be deliberate. I like Devo, but I certainly wouldn't have sat down and go, they're an influence on Uberbyte, because The uniforms was Charlene's idea. We're still going to stick with that. We're not doing it right now, partly because EXS didn't really feel like what we think of as a uniform album. That's hard to describe, but we're currently a bit more, for lack of a better word, shit kicker looking on stage than we were. Particularly on this tour for some unknown reason. But where do we get that from? I mean, some people, I think, I've heard Star Trek suggested. I don't know why, but I guess I can see it from a certain angle. But I believe that the influence is actually manga and anime and stuff like that, which my wife, Charlene, who happens to be staring at me right now, she came up with that idea, and she loves that stuff. And I believe it was kind of influenced by a cartoon called The Grey Man. That's what I believe.
Okay. Now finally, on your MySpace page, I wrote about your birthday last year, and then I got a chance to see the video.
Yeah.
How was your birthday this year?
Very relaxed. I stayed inside and just hung out with my family and
Hiding
my
from
dog.
Combi Christ?
Yeah, hiding from Combi Christ would have just about cover it. Being duct taped to a chair and force fed, God knows what.
Kicked in the nuts.
It was fun. Kicked in the nuts, yeah. I've already got 2 kids, so I count it as kind of God's way of saying we perpetuate the species, but we do not increase it, because to do so would be a drain on the world's resources. So thank you for Combi Christ for making me sterile. One thing last to say, all Austrians are bastards.